Hey everyone, so back again in automation. Today I had planned to make something exceptionally weird, but then I decided, you know what, let's make a really good track car, like a very good track focused car. And for that we're going to use this LMP body 1985 coupe. So this is not going to be realistic. We're just going to max out pretty much everything that we can. I'm thinking we'll also go for, this is a rear engined car as well, so we'll be able to hopefully fit a decent size engine into it. I hope so, at least. I'm thinking we go a 60-degree V8 magnesium, and so far we're not messing up any of this stuff. I think we're going to go rear wheel drive as well, which is going to be tough to get it to work. Oh, okay, so you can see here when it's flashing that we've gone a little bit too big. So hopefully, if we increase the stroke, so we can get it up to 5.3, a little bit bigger maybe. Oh, okay, so you see there we just touched it a little bit over. So we can do a 6-liter V8, so this is going to have a lot of power. It's going to be, this is going to be a bit of a monster. I'm hoping that what we can do with it is just a comment that was left on one of the previous videos was that I was testing cars on a track that is too small, and they suggested I go and check out the automation test track. So I did, and I actually like it. So I think what we're going to do is go to the automation track from now on. There's a specific one that I like, and for this video what we're going to do is I'm just building this car real quick, and then we're going to take a few cars around the track and we're going to compare them to each other. Oh my goodness, this is a bit of a beast of an engine now, isn't it? But yeah, we're going to take a few cars around the track together. We're going to try to... How much power is this thing going to make? We're going to try to see what they will do. Alright, so on the engine side of things, so far we're at 500 horsepower. That's not enough. We need to increase some things. It's all good over here, but let's raise the compression of this thing just a touch to see if we can't just get some more power out of it. And we can. Let's raise the cam profile. Oh, okay, so 59 is as high as we can go for the cam profile. VVL profile. Seems like it's happy rate about there. There was a 524 somewhere in here. Okay, so we'll just leave it right there. Our torque curve is getting a little bit off there, so we'll have to be careful with that. I think our intercooler is definitely limiting. Right, so it is knocking. Let's raise the RPM limit. Okay. So I want it to still climb like it is, but you can see our power is going down, which I think means that our compression is too high. So we'll just have to lower that. And this is also... See, there's so much going on with the pistons. I guess the RPM is just too high. Oh wow, that is a lot of RPM, goodness. Let's lower that down until the pistons are happy. Okay, so that'll be the max. This thing should be able to do a lot more than the power it's currently at. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. So 700 horsepower there. Can't raise that anymore. That's not doing anything. Probably fuel mixture next. Oh yeah, there we go. So we were too lean. Goodness. This thing can take a lot of fuel. Ignition timing, raise that up a little bit. Hold on, what do we... Intercooler is still restricting. I figured it was. Let's raise it up. Oh my goodness, so it makes almost 1300 horsepower. That's pretty darn good, actually. Exhaust is fine. I could probably lower it, actually. Yeah, it's It's too high. Oh goodness. Apparently it's too low. Okay, so our exhaust is good there. Currently making about 1300 horsepower. That is pretty reasonable. I would hope for just slightly more. Oh yeah, you can see that. That's pretty good right there. RPM limit, just a touch. 1300. Oh, okay. So it seems like it's happy. We'll stick with the 1300 horsepower. I think that makes pretty good sense. Alright, so hopefully we don't have to change it at all. But this thing is going to be quick, I can tell you that right now. So we can widen it. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, it's so thick. Okay. Enough of that. So we can, oh wow. We could use this thing to make like the ugliest possible car. But I like how wide the front and back fenders are. That is really cool. So we're gonna leave it like that. That is not something you see every day. And we're gonna be able to fit some huge wheels on this thing. Alright, so I like the black. I think last time we made that blue. But this time we're gonna change it. I don't really know what colors these cars are. That's actually a nice blue right there. But should we just make it, you know what, that's lame. Let's go for this. We'll go for this odd blue color, and it only has, I'm assuming, yeah, it has no trim. We'll make the wheels black as well. That looks pretty cool. Now, if only we could add like stickers and things, that would be sweet. So fixtures, for the sake of this car being on the street, we will add some fixtures just to make it look the part, but it is obviously a track car. It's basically a supercar. I think we should have these actually don't look bad. I'm honestly quite surprised if we make them a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's actually good. that looks the part there. When it comes to grills, I'm really unsure what these cars would have. If anything, to be honest, it's possible that they wouldn't have anything. Just have a huge grill. No, they wouldn't, because it's rear engine. So we'll just leave the front as is for now. We'll add some taillights to it. It looks like it's got a specific spot for it. What is this? No, we're not going to use that. Let's just go for these ones, but we'll make them bigger by a considerable amount. And we'll change the outside to be body colored. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I do like them a little bit bigger. Just a touch smaller, maybe. That's not bad. When it comes to scoops and things, we are going to need some of that. Indicator lights, something that I have not been really considering on a lot of my cars. Grills, we're just going to ignore, but we will do vents. We're going to do some vents on the sides because rear-engined. Trying to make it slightly realistic. So these would go. Oh, we could do top vents. That'd be cool. Actually, we'll do scoops on the top. But I want to do. Okay, respond to me, game. I want to do some of this. In our track focused car. That's not horrific. I think it adds just a little bit extra to the sides. Let's try some of these vents over here. We could do, what are these? Oh, scoops like this. Let's mirror those. Oh, it's not liking it. See, just like that, if we have scoops on the side like that, I think it looks pretty good. And we can move them a little bit inwards. I'll admit, it is a little bit awkward. but I think they're just a little too long. There we go. That's not bad. That's actually pretty interesting. I don't have one of these cars up for reference, so I can't really see. I'm just assuming that this is what they look like roughly. Lips and such, I think we're low enough. Spoilers, wings. These cars would have a massive wing on there. It would have a mighty wing. Let's just test out one real quick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I like it though. That is the mightiest of wings there. It's almost like a drag wing. I think we can do a little bit better, but I do like the idea of it. Okay, so that for some reason is not the way, but this is. Whoa, that's a little big. We got a table on the back now. You know what? For the sake of the video, and because I think it's hilarious, we're going to keep that. We are absolutely going to keep that. And we do need some sort of vents on the back, just because currently it's just kind of awkward. Right, so I've added a few things to it. I just added some door handles real quick. I added some vents to the back. I've got some mirrors on it, just because I think they're hilarious. We're not going to really need anything else here, but we do need to change the wheels. I don't know what wheels to put on a car like this. Like, a lot of the wheels in this game are just kind of bad, so we'll just stick with these ones, pretty much the classics. So, drivetrain. This is where things get interesting. Wow, those wheels are small. Let's do rear wheel drive. I may regret this because it does have 1300 horsepower. And we're just gonna max this thing out basically. We're going to go for a 5-speed. Oh my goodness, it is fast. So we'll let it get up to its max speed of about 400 or so. Now the spacing does matter quite a bit, so we can get up to 110 in first gear. That seems like a lot. So it's not wheel spinning right now, which is odd, but I think we'll probably just leave it around there at 40. We're gonna go for an electric LSD, and what I'm going to do this time, somebody had mentioned before that Beam, oh wow, we can go huge wheels. Oh yes, those are way too big, but I like it. Somebody had mentioned before that we shouldn't have we should put spinners on this thing. Somebody mentioned before that we shouldn't have what was it? We shouldn't have assists on in Beam because it just messes with the acceleration and stuff, and I agree. I think that it definitely does that. So I'm going to avoid messing with that this time. So let's go for 21-inch rims, carbon fiber, of course. We can offset these even further. We could probably just shrink the wheel size down to 305. Is that reasonable? It's just that the other size just looks so massive. Maybe at the rears we'll make them as big as they can be, but the front we'll keep it in. And then we'll do a heavy offset. Oh wow, you can really offset them at the back. We'll do a little bit less of an offset, but we'll offset them more at the front. Just because we have so much room for activities in this car. I think that looks good, so we'll keep it as is there. Carbon ceramics, 6 pistons, the biggest that we can get. It is going to have so much stopping power. You will not be able to. Hold on. We probably don't need as big on the back. We'll just do 320s instead of 420s. Pad type we want as sporty as possible. This thing is going to be fast. Downforce, we will raise that up a little bit because better cornering at high speed is better for us. We don't really need top speed, so let's just have that all the way up. We'll do active wings. We'll do cooling flaps as well. it increases the weight, but it's necessary, I think. We're probably going to need to increase this as well, just a touch. And cooling airflow, we are exactly where we need to be. Seats, it's going to be a one-seater, basic, but high quality. Power steering, so we'll do electric variable power steering, but we're not going to have any traction aids and no safety. So we will increase that stuff there. This thing, it's not going to be happy with us, but that's what we have to do. So we'll go semi-active, full race. We can lower the ride height, but I think we'll just stick with the race preset ride height, and we'll increase the quality of it. So yeah, there you go. This thing is, it's a very track focused car, and soon you will see what our new track looks like. But yeah, 1300 horsepower, LMP-ish rear wheel drive track car. I'm very interested to see how this thing goes. Hey everyone, so this is our creation. Hold on, let me just reset it. This is our creation in BeamNG. It actually does look pretty good. I did have to add one extra piece. You can just see this little bump right here. I had to add that because the engine was sticking out of the car. So I decided to add that. Now I will say I've been trying this around the track a little bit, and it is not as good as I had hoped. Its brakes are way too strong, and for some reason just hitting them destroys the doors on this car. It is extremely wide and very well planted, especially for such a high horsepower rear wheel drive car. And we're running no assist as well, so you have to be very cautious. Like, as soon as I touch the brakes, they just insta lock up. It doesn't seem to matter how little. I just touch them and the car locks up. So I have to be careful. But overall, it is pretty wickedly fast. Now, because of that comment, and it got me thinking, it wasn't just I'm changing because of a comment, but I wanted to change the track into something that's a little bit more reasonable for these high horsepower cars that we're running. So this is what the track is. We're just going to run it right now. I'm not going to try and do it fast. We're going to use the timed lap version. So you'll get to see what that is in a minute. But this is the track. It's a short track on automation. I tested it with a few other cars and I was able to get laps around like 130 or so, which is a little bit longer than I was previously doing, but it's not that much longer. So to have it run on a real track just seems worth it in the long term. Now this car, because of how ridiculous its brakes are, they're actually too good. And that means that I can't brake effectively into corners because it instantly just skids, and I have to be very careful when driving it. I'm honestly afraid. So what we're going to do, I mean, we just crashed right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the track with this thing, and I'm gonna do it probably twice to see just how good we can get. So we'll try and do it well this time. Goodness. And then we'll do the same thing with another car. We'll do it with this 700 horsepower drag car that I have, just because I know that that's a fairly good car, and with that we should be able to get sort of a benchmark for where we need to be. And the good part about this is Beam will keep track of all of the stats for us, so we don't need to worry about it. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to time trials, and then what you can do if you want to recreate this is you just click the automation test track. So you can select that and then select one of the tracks from it. So the one that I was doing is I believe, I should be right about this, it's the short racetrack circuit instead of the full one. So basically we're coming around the loops like we were before, but we're cutting off a big part of the track by going down this road instead of going all the way around. So yeah, we'll do the short circuit. Now, so I'm going to do 2 laps. You can see if I go to here, I believe, yeah, so one of the cars, this is the drag car here, for 5 laps it did 7 minutes, and then I think Yeah, that's it. So I want to do 2 laps. What we're going to do is select the vehicle. We'll pick this one just because that's what we're rolling with right now. And yeah, this is it. So all you have to do is just pick the map, pick the track, pick the car, mess with the settings, and we'll have all of our best times here, and then we can see which cars go with them. So yeah, it's easier for me editing wise, and it makes sense car wise as well. So yeah, let's go through this twice and we'll see what kind of times we can do. I'm going to be extremely careful with this car just because of its brakes. Other than that though, it drives really well. I think that it's a very good car. Of all the cars that I've created, it's got to be up there with one of the better looking ones at the very least. But I think that the drag car only has 700 horsepower, but that thing is quick. It is really quick around here. So let's take off and see what we can do. You can see some stats in the bottom corner, but I'm going to try and concentrate here and just try to get through this lap. But yeah, you can see stats in the corner, which is nice as well. And also, you can see times up in the... Oh my goodness. We're not doing so hot on this first lap. You can see times up on the top right. So yeah, with this track mode, you do get checkpoints. Oh goodness. You get checkpoints so you can see how well you've been doing. And because this is our first lap... Okay, we're going to try again. Because this is our first lap, it's not going to be able to show us like what our best time was previously on that. You can look at the dust moving over there. Do you see that? I'm not sure if that's the wind or something in this game, but that's super odd. I've just been noticing it on this track. But yeah, I think this car is going to take a few runs to get it right, just because it's such an awkward driver with the brakes being so strong. Goodness, I have not had this much trouble with it. Alright, oh, okay. We'll try and complete a lap here, just so we can get a base time, even with a spin. Like I said, it is real quick, so we should be able to do some decent times, even with me being extra cautious. Like, did you see? You can see that I did not have the brakes all the way down there. I only had them part way down, like 50%. So, oh, that's some lag there. So, it's locking up far too quickly. I think I've learned my lesson. Maxing out brake size, and also, oh no, are we gonna cut the track? One thing about this car is that the brakes are not getting hot at all. I had issues with my huge horsepower car because its brakes were getting extremely hot, but these ones, not so much. So we're almost done a very conservative lap. I am going very slowly, very rarely having the throttle down all the way. We got we did a 118 there. That's pretty darn good. So we'll get two times here, and then we will run the track again. And we'll just have to see how much better I am with a touch of practice, because I want to get a good representation of each car. I don't want to mess things up with them, and just have like times all over the place and not representative of what they can actually do. Oh, okay, so off the track we go. Just a little bit though, I think that's recoverable. Oh boy. It is not easy to get this thing around the track. Whew, we almost lost it. Coming around the tight section here, we're going into the final lap, but we are 4 seconds ahead of ourselves. So that is quite good. We should be able to come back with a decent lap 2 here. Oh, I'm gunning it. Oh, that was a mistake though. You can't just gun it in this car. Okay, so there's our time right there. Our total time for the entire thing is 2:33.59. 51. So let's try that one more time. We'll see what kind of time we can get, and then we're going to try it with a different car, which will be the drag car. So let's see. Goodness, this thing is so uncontrollable. One more time. Alright, one lap done. 4 seconds slower than our previous time. Okay, I'm just going to say that that's it for this. I think it's time that we moved on to another vehicle. Alright, so you can see in the leaderboards, our best time so far is a 2:33.52, and that's because I'm just unwilling to work this car into making it go faster. And you can also see that when I hover over it, it'll show what car it was, so we know that we can like compare times accurately. It's not just you can see the time, but you can also see the car that it was done in. So yeah, now we're going to try the drag car. It's a 700 horsepower 8.1 liter V8 non-turbo, which is key because a lot of these cars just happen to like spin out as soon as they hit the boost. So hopefully with this car, I've driven it around this track before and I know that it's quick. Hopefully we can make it better just because it doesn't have that boost. It's only 700 horsepower. I think it weighs probably a little bit more than this car that we've made, but it sounds like an absolute beast. So I think this is probably my favorite car that I've made in automation. Hopefully you can see why. So yeah, let's take this thing around the track. Hold on. Wait, we got to turn off assists. I forgot. We must turn off the assists. There's the wheel spin. But man, this thing sounds good. So just like the other car, I'm going to take it around a few times. I'm going to try. It is not as brutal in acceleration. I have to get used to this thing. Okay, there we go. We're back on track there. But I have to get used to this car. It is, it's so much different than driving the LMP thing that we made. It can actually go around corners. Oh no. No, the LMP car is better around corners, but this car is just more controlled. No bad braking issues. I think the brakes on the LMP car are just way too big. But as you can see, that LMP car is fast. This one, despite like I'm trying to go quick. We're probably not going to be able to beat the 118 that we got with the LMP car in the first lap. And then I think it had a 114 or something in the second. Come on, there we go. This thing's a master of going in a straight line. We've got this. So yeah, we got a 125 for on our first lap, so it is a little slower, despite the uncontrollable nature of that LMP car. Maybe on the flying lap we can do a little bit better, because it does count total time rather than each lap time separately. Alright, we're coming into the final section here. We're coming around the corner. Oh my goodness, we're coming around it pretty poorly though. Oh no. Well, it looks like we're probably going to hit the same time that we did before, so it's going to be overall slower, but yeah, still a fast car though. No doubt about that. This thing is quick. So it is a little bit quicker. And it's totally going to crash as well. Oh, that was good. So this car has done a 148.63. Now, that's not bad, actually. I think that we can probably do it one more time. I'm just going to do this one without talking about it, but we'll come back after and we'll look at the results, and you can see what kind of beauty has been created here. Okay, so our final time on that second run was just a little bit quicker. So we managed to get right here. You can see that both of these times are from this car, but our second run was a 246, so we were just slightly faster. But yeah, let me know what you think about this, if this is the right way to go or not. I'm thinking that I'll just keep doing more and more laps with these, so we can see what is fastest and what isn't in the lineup. Yeah, this is pretty interesting though to me. It's cool to see this kind of stuff, and it's funny that the LMP car, which is well, it's got 600 more horsepower than the drag car, but it is faster by 13 seconds or 13.3 seconds, which is quite a bit. But yeah, if you want to see your car on this, I guess you could probably email the file to me, and then I can upload it or put it in my Beam folder and play it here. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a couple days.